Live Fires YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about social distancing at Disneyland for 2020. If you're not already following me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram at the Cali Bay. Please subscribe, hit the like button, fire it up. I'm the main host, Mondo. Let's do this. So for today's subject, we're going to be talking about social distancing and is it here to stay at Disneyland for 2020. Some of the big things that I noticed today, specifically today, when I was on the Disneyland app, it says My Queues, and I was like, what is that all about? So I clicked it. It took me to join a boarding group for Rise of the Resistance. But the main thing I noticed on the top right, it says My Queues with the S. So could virtual queue be implemented in different rides throughout Disneyland or Disney California Adventure? Maybe it's the future. Who knows? It's just speculation as of right now. I'm guessing the new ride for Spider-Man is going to be the one that's going to have an implemented virtual queue. But is it a possibility that they could implement a virtual queue on demand for any single ride? As social distancing, the whole 6 feet apart rule and just not being in big groups more than 10 or 20, it's kind of hard because if you think about Haunted Mansion, when that reopens, all the people that pack into the elevator area, the stretching elevator, that's like 100 people easily 100 people. And think about just the long queues that a lot of these rides demand, like Peter Pan, Thunder Mountain, Alice in Wonderland especially. There's just a lot of rides that would demand a long queue. Matterhorn. I wonder how they're going to have to implement, or I wonder if they're going to be able to implement virtual queues for those type of rides. Only time will tell. We'll see what happens. But the S being on My Queues, that's a big indicator that it's going to be not just for Rise of the Resistance, but more than one ride. So only time will tell on that. Some of the things I want to talk about is social distancing here to stay for 2020. Are we only going to see Fast Pass only type of rides? Is there going to be mobile order, the future in the quick service? Is that something that's going to happen where they're not going to allow people to wait in line because that congregates people in groups? Is it only going to be mobile order? I could definitely see that. And what I'm talking about is when the Disneyland park reopens, there's going to be some big changes. There's just no way that to disregard social distancing and all the other implement precautions that were created for the current situation that we're in right now. So I feel like a lot of safety measures are going to be taken, and I feel like some of these are probably going to stay. Like mobile order is probably going to be a big one. The other thing too, if mobile order only, is there going to be opportunities to do sit down when the park reopens? Because there's a lot of sit down restaurants throughout the park. Even Carthay Circle, Steakhouse 55, some other ones at Disneyland like Carnation Cafe. Is that going to reopen? I don't know. There's just a lot of questions to ask. Because if you think about it, sit downs are kind of social gatherings per se. When you're eating with your family, your friends, or whoever's in the restaurant. So we'll see. Or maybe they start limiting how many people could actually be in a group and how many people could actually be in the room. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Or is live entertainment going to be allowed at Disneyland? That's a big question that I was having. Post in the comments, by the way, of what your opinions are on any of these questions that I'm asking. I want to start some interaction. Post in the comments, and we'll definitely discuss a lot of these because these are a lot of questions that I'm bringing up in this video. Live entertainment is a tough one for me because it does create groups. Any of the live entertainment that you see at Disneyland is awesome. So groups always arise, like the one at the castle. Or sometimes we also have live entertainment at Golden Horseshoe, which that demands a big group as well in there. The other thing too I wanted to talk about for quick services, is there going to be any tables or chairs once the park reopens? Because I know that there's going to be a lot of measures in regards to safety. So these are some questions that I keep asking. Maybe they start implementing some tables where you could stand and not necessarily allow people to sit down in large areas and kind of spread the tables around. Maybe that'll be a good option that Disneyland might do. But for live entertainment, I don't think we're going to see any live entertainment when the park reopens. Another thing too, in regards to social distancing that does create a big crowds is fireworks. Are we going to see any fireworks or Mickey's Mixed Magic projection show that's down Main Street in the castle? Are we going to see any of that? And it also gets projected sometimes too in the Phantasmic water area. So I don't think there's going to be any fireworks once Disneyland reopens for the main, like just the beginning phase of reopening the park. Yeah, so it's going to be kind of a weird Disneyland to transition into with the whole social distancing. No sit down. Everything's a quick service mobile order app. Maybe there's virtual queues for a lot of rides. Maybe some rides are fast pass only. And the other big one, no fireworks, no live entertainment, no parades. It's going to be a weird Disneyland that we're going to be transitioning into once it does reopen, in my opinion. These are all just speculations, but one of the biggest ones, and this might be one of the most heartbreaking one, is there going to be meet and greets. Because meet and greets, as we all know, are very special and a one-on-one feel with the character. And lots of times we always want to hug Mickey, we want to interact, give him a high five. Maybe we might start seeing photos of you and Mickey 6 feet apart. It might be a little weird to see at first, but it is the new normal, and it's some precautions that we need to take in regards to the safety of the meet and greet character and the safety of the guest. Just safety is priority in all of this. So that's why I feel like social distancing is here to stay in 2020 at Disneyland. One more thing I wanted to talk about is in regards to social distancing at Disneyland being a thing in 2020, does Disneyland start limiting the amount of capacity that they actually allow into the park? That is a big question that I was wondering. Another thing too, because I know crowds do get pretty big at the ticket booths, do they still keep selling tickets at the ticket booths? Or do they just go straight online and everything has to be done online before you show up to the park? Which wouldn't be a bad idea in my opinion, as it saves a lot of time for the people in the ticket booth. And sometimes people wait like an hour or two in just the ticket booth without even getting inside the park on busier days. But the big question is, do you think social distancing is here to stay in 2020 at Disneyland? And in regards to all the subjects that I brought up, I feel like a lot of them are going to be affected in regards to 2020 and the park reopening in just staying precautionist or staying with a lot of precaution at the park for social distancing. Thank you guys for following. If you have any comments, post them in the comments. I want to hear your guys' discussion in regards to all of this. I just wanted to get to the point in regards to social distancing here to stay in 2020 and what some things might be affected, which is live entertainment, parades, queues, fast pass, mobile orders, sit-down restaurants, and meet and greets being a big one. Thank you guys for watching Five Fires YouTube. I appreciate all the support. If you're not already following me on Instagram, you can follow us on Instagram at the Cali Bay. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and if you have any future videos that you would like to see topic-wise, post in the comments. We'll definitely consider them, and you might see your comment be the next video. Thank you guys for following us here on Five Fires, but we are firing it down, firing it down. The Cali Bay is calling it a day. I'm the main host, Mondo.